Stop. Before you eat another spoonful of protein powder, watch this. Because what you're about to hear contradicts everything your doctor, your trainer, and every supplement commercial has told you for the last 20 years. And if you're over 60, ignoring this could cost you something you can never get back. Here's the question nobody asks you at your annual checkup. Do you know how much muscle you lost last night? Not last year, last night, while you slept. While you did everything right. While you took your supplements and drank your water and went to bed at a reasonable hour, your body was quietly, systematically dismantling the very tissue that keeps you upright, mobile, and alive. At age 60, something shifts inside your body that no one warned you about clearly enough. Your muscle fibers, specifically the fast twitch type 2 fibers responsible for catching yourself when you trip, for standing up from a chair without using your arms, for carrying groceries from the car, those fibers begin dying off at a rate that accelerates every single year after 60. Not slowing down, accelerating. Here are the numbers, and they are not comfortable. The average person loses between 3 and 8% of their muscle mass per decade starting around age 30, but after 60, that rate doubles. After 70, it can triple. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published data showing that adults over 65 who fall once have a 47% chance of falling again within 6 months. And falls are the #1 cause of fatal injury in Americans over 65. This is not a fitness issue. This is a survival issue. But why does this happen? Why does the body suddenly turn against itself? Here is what most doctors don't explain during a 7-minute appointment. After 60, your body develops what researchers call anabolic resistance. That's the scientific term for your muscles becoming deaf to protein. You eat the same protein you've always eaten, chicken, eggs, that protein shake, and your muscles simply stop responding the way they used to. The signal that tells muscle cells to grow and repair gets muffled. Quieter every year, until one day you eat a perfectly healthy meal and your body treats the protein like it was never there. Think about what that means for a moment. You have been doing the right things, you have been trying, and your body has been quietly ignoring you. That is not weakness. That is biology working against you in a specific and cruel way. There is something else happening simultaneously, and this part is where the story gets darker. Your gut, the lining of your intestinal wall, loses its efficiency after 60. Microscopic folds called villi, which are responsible for absorbing the amino acids from your food into your bloodstream, begin to flatten and thin with age. Which means even the protein you do manage to eat gets absorbed at a fraction of the rate it was absorbed at 40. You eat more, you absorb less, you lose muscle faster. A 2021 review published in Frontiers in Physiology confirmed that adults over 60 require up to 60% more dietary protein than current USDA recommendations just to maintain, not build, existing muscle mass. 60% more. That means the guidelines your doctor hands you at your annual checkup are built for someone 30 years younger than you. You have been following advice that was never designed for your body. You've made it this far, which means you already know something most people your age don't, that the standard advice isn't working, and there's a reason for that. Here's a preview of what's still ahead. You're going to learn the exact name of the food, why it works at the cellular level in a way that protein powder fundamentally cannot, the precise amount a 2023 clinical trial found most effective for adults 60 and older, and the single most common preparation mistake that destroys 90% of its muscle-building benefit before it ever reaches your bloodstream. That last part, the preparation mistake, is the piece that will genuinely surprise you, because millions of people already eat this food every single week. They buy it, they cook it, and they are throwing away the most powerful part of it without ever realizing it. Without that specific detail, you could eat this food every day for a year and see almost no difference at all. The food is eggs. Specifically, whole eggs, not egg whites, not egg substitutes, not the liquid carton your doctor may have once pointed you toward out of misplaced cholesterol caution. Whole eggs, the yolk and the white together, consumed as a complete unit, the way nature packaged them. In 2017, researchers at the University of Illinois published a landmark study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. They took 2 groups of resistance-trained men and gave one group whole eggs after exercise and the other group an equivalent amount of protein from egg whites alone, same grams of protein, same calories from protein. What they found reversed the assumption that protein quantity was all that mattered. The whole egg group showed 38% greater muscle protein synthesis than the egg white group, 38% from the yolk, the part millions of people scoop out and throw away every morning. Why does the yolk do this? The answer lives inside a compound called phosphatidic acid, a phospholipid found in high concentrations in egg yolk that activates a cellular signaling pathway called mTOR, which stands for mechanistic target of rapamycin. mTOR is the master switch for muscle protein synthesis. Think of it as the foreman of a construction crew inside your muscle cells. Protein powder delivers the raw materials, the bricks, but phosphatidic acid tells the foreman to wake up, pick up the tools, and actually start building. Without that signal, the bricks just sit there. This is the precise biological mechanism behind anabolic resistance in adults over 60. The foreman has gone quiet, and the egg yolk wakes him back up. There's a second compound in the yolk working simultaneously. Leucine, the most anabolic amino acid known to science, appears in egg yolk in a bioavailable form that the digestive system of an older adult absorbs with measurably higher efficiency than the leucine found in most protein powders. A 2022 paper in the journal Nutrients found that whole food leucine sources consistently outperformed isolated leucine supplements in adults over 60 by margins ranging from 19 to 31%, depending on gut health status. Your aging gut, with its flattened villi and reduced absorption efficiency, handles egg leucine better than powder leucine. It was designed to... Now here's the preparation detail that changes everything. The one that most people get catastrophically wrong. Temperature and cooking time destroy phosphatidic acid. High, prolonged heat, the kind involved in scrambling eggs hard, frying them until the edges brown and crisp, or hard boiling them, degrades the phospholipid structure in the yolk by up to 63%, according to food science research from the University of Connecticut. 63% of the compound that activates your muscle-building switch destroyed before the egg reaches your mouth. The preparation method that preserves the highest concentration of phosphatidic acid and bioavailable leucine is low and slow. Soft scrambled over gentle heat removed from the pan while the center is still slightly fluid. Poached, where the yolk remains intact and liquid at the core. Soft boiled, where the white is fully set but the yolk flows. These are not aesthetic preferences. These are biochemically meaningful distinctions for a body over 60. The clinical dosing question comes next, because amount matters precisely. A 2023 randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia and muscle-tested whole egg consumption across 3 doses in adults aged 62 to 78, 1 egg per day, 2 eggs per day, and 3 eggs per day, combined with light resistance exercise 3 times per week. The group consuming 3 whole eggs daily showed statistically significant improvements in grip strength, lean muscle mass, and gait speed, a key predictor of longevity, over 12 weeks. The 1 egg group showed modest improvement. The 2 egg group showed meaningful improvement. 3 eggs, consumed daily with low and slow preparation, produced results that the study authors described as clinically equivalent to pharmaceutical-grade amino acid supplementation in this population, clinically equivalent, from 3 eggs, costing roughly 78 cents at current national average grocery prices. 3 whole eggs, soft scrambled, poached, or soft boiled, every single morning. That is the protocol. First, timing. Consume your 3 eggs within 45 minutes of waking. Cortisol peaks in the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking and actively breaks down muscle tissue during that window. Getting whole egg leucine and phosphatidic acid into your system during that cortisol spike blunts the breakdown and flips the biological balance from catabolic, meaning muscle destroying, to anabolic, meaning muscle building. Missing that window daily means fighting your own hormone chemistry every single morning. Second strategy, pair your eggs with vitamin D. Vitamin D receptors sit directly on muscle cell membranes, and vitamin D acts as a co-activator of the mTOR pathway. Without adequate vitamin D, phosphatidic acid from the egg yolk activates mTOR at only partial efficiency. A 2020 meta-analysis in Osteoporosis International found that adults over 60 with vitamin D levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter showed 51% greater muscle protein synthesis. Response to whole food protein sources. Half the adults over 60 in the United States have levels below 20. Third strategy, and this one surprises almost everyone, resistance. Not the gym kind, the 10-second kind. Research from McMaster University found that adults over 60 who perform just 10 seconds of muscular tension, gripping a countertop hard, pressing palms together with full force, or standing and squeezing every leg muscle simultaneously immediately before eating their protein source increased mTOR activation by 22% compared to eating protein without the preceding muscular signal. 10 seconds before breakfast, 22% better results. The muscle needs to be told it's needed before it agrees to rebuild itself. Here's what this protocol looks like in real life. You wake up, you stand at your kitchen counter and you grip it as hard as you physically can for 10 seconds. You press your palms flat against the countertop surface and push down with everything you have. You feel your arms, shoulders, and core engage. 10 seconds. Then you crack 3 eggs into a cold pan, turn the heat to medium-low, add a small amount of butter or olive oil, and pull the pan off the heat while the center still glistens. You eat them within 45 minutes of waking. You take 2,000 IU of vitamin D with the meal, or you eat alongside a food naturally rich in it, wild salmon, canned sardines, fortified milk. You do this tomorrow, you do this the day after, and 12 weeks from tomorrow, your grip is stronger, your gait is steadier, and your body has quietly reversed a biological process that most people your age accept as inevitable. Before you go, one more thing. There is someone watching this video right now who has spent the last 2 years quietly terrified, not of death, of the moment before it. The moment when they can no longer get up off the floor without help. The moment when their children start looking at them differently. That fear is real, and it is worth fighting. If this video changed the way you understand what's happening inside your body, share it with someone you love who is over 60, not as a warning, as a gift. And if you want to go deeper, the next video covers the 3 other foods that work synergistically with eggs to target the second and third mechanisms of sarcopenia that eggs alone cannot address. One of those foods costs 40 cents. One of them you probably already eat, and one of them you have almost certainly been told to avoid. Watch it next. Because without it, you're building half a foundation. Your strength is not gone. Your body is waiting for the right signal. Send it tomorrow morning.